Hello, good morning, and welcome to Morning Mindset. My name is Michelle Dale, coming to you from inside Virtual CoWorking Space for Morning Mindset, and this is where we help virtual assistants and other online service providers level up in their business, lifestyle, and mindset. We are covering a topic today on taking a break. I talk a lot about mindset, about manifestation, about techniques, about business development, growth, and sometimes maybe we just need to take a little step back. These are the times when you're feeling a bit frustrated with the situation, where you feel like you're doing it to get something and, things aren't quite working. And you really do need to kind of take a step back from that and take a little break. And that's what we're talking about this week, especially as we're about to embark in the next week on our Claiming Client workshop, where I'll be talking more about things that you can do in order to help grow your business, to get the most ideal clients, that type of thing. So this week, I think was very fitting for this sitting back and taking stock. And as I said, a lot of synchronicities happened to me that brought these little stories and little reminders that I've been sharing with you throughout the week. And I'm going to share another one with you today. So basically, I want to talk about, we talked about readiness yesterday. Like sometimes we're just not ready. Sometimes there are lessons we need to learn. Sometimes there are processes that need to happen. Sometimes there are things in the universal timing that just aren't quite right. We talked about, putting a 5-year-old in charge of a company as a CEO. It's just they're not quite ready for that yet. So there is its own form of readiness that goes through us. And obviously we've talked about preparing for success. If you want to go and check out that series, we've talked about this preparation. That's basically what the readiness is. It's getting ready. It's actually when you fully step into that person that you're being, where you can say unequivocally, every action you take, every thought you have or you choose, everything you do is in alignment with the being of the person that has that end result and has, what they want. We've talked about just being still, going within. I do this a lot. I do this multiple times a day, actually. It's more of a state of mind now for me as well. And we've talked about many different things. Just really kind of like being still, sitting back, and taking stock of the situation, not trying to be busy all the time for the sake of being busy. So today I want to share with you something. My husband, his name is Shahar, he's Egyptian. He is a kite surfing instructor, and he's always looking at, talking to people, looking at businesses, because when he gets very clear goals in his mind, he focuses on them intently, and he does put himself under pressure with time, but he has this conviction of knowing that he always tells himself, when I put myself under pressure and I work for something, I know I will get it, right? That's his belief system, which is pretty phenomenal, to be honest with you. And I saw him do this in this last week. He has this idea that he's going to buy a piece of land or do something or start a business. And then he'll get so fixated on it that he will, and there will also sometimes be a time crunch. This last week he bought a piece of land where the lawyer said, if you don't buy it by this date, then you'll lose it. So he fixated on it and he just moved heaven and earth to make it happen, and he did it. And I find this astonishing because I'm an observer of these things. He doesn't actually know a lot of the stuff that I do and I talk about. We're not attached very much in a businessy sense. We are more about the house and the kids and each other and things. So it's interesting that I observe him basically creating his own reality. But I will tell you something else about him that is also, I believe, a massive contributor to his ability to do this. And it is his incredible level of patience. My husband is a gardener. He loves to garden. He loves to grow things, and he never gets impatient with how he's doing that. he's a very, very patient gardener. And I think gardening does require patience. And so also does this process of manifestation. And you've probably heard this analogy before, that if you decide, oh, I'm going to, plant this seed. Let's say you want to grow some tomatoes or something like that. And you plant the seed and you can't see what's happening underneath the surface. But you don't go digging up the seed to see if it's sprouted, or is it starting yet, or is it growing yet, or anything like that. You simply plant it and you wait. You wait with the knowing that that seed is then going to grow into a seedling, and then will grow into a plant, and then will grow into something that is bearing the tomatoes. And then you will have a tomato. And nobody sits there when they plant the tomatoes. Nobody sits there going, oh God, I don't know what to do. What do I need to do? Is it going to grow? Is it going to grow? I don't know. And shall I look? Shall I just check? Maybe there's something happening there. Like, nobody does it because they just know. This is the law of nature. We know this. Look all around you. Like the next time you go out of your house or go into the street or the garden or anything like that, just look around you. From the air you breathe, to the trees, to the grass, to the water, to the sea, the mountain. It's all nature, and it's all natural. It's all organic. It all is a creation. A lot of the times, sure, when we're tending to our garden, we do take some form of action. We go out there and we look and we see, okay, do I need to put some water on this? Does this need a little bit of something? And that's what you're doing in the action process of taking action towards your goals. You just have this thought, oh, I need to put some water on that. And it's the same thing. Oh, I'll do that today, or I'll make this post today, or I'll write this blog today, or something like that. It's really about trying to understand that what this manifestation process is not a business. It's not a to-do list of things. And this took me a long time to sort of grasp this myself. It's a very organic, natural process. It is one of the most natural processes in the world. It is the law of creation. The law of assumption. We're assuming that tomato will grow. If we are sat there worried about the tomato not growing, or maybe it's too cold, maybe it's too hot, maybe there's not enough water, maybe there's too much of this, then we will basically make sure that does not manifest, that tomato does not grow, because we will be in a state of, this isn't working. I don't see the tomato's not there, maybe the tomato died, the seed should have been up by now, We don't have to worry about it when it's nature. So try to take a break from thinking that this is something you have to do like a business, and there's steps you've got to take and things you've got to follow. We're constantly manifesting. So all you need to do, again, is if you're a gardener, you just focus on those big, juicy, plump, red tomatoes. You don't focus on the seed under the ground and whether it's sprouted yet or not, and whether, it's going to actually come up or don't. You just focus on the tomatoes, the big, juicy, red tomatoes. You focus on picking those tomatoes. You focus on taking them in and making a salad with those tomatoes. You focus on all of those things. You don't focus on the process of it turning from that little tiny seed into the tomatoes. And as it's going through, and as you see it coming up, and as you see movement, and as you see it growing, you stay focused on the end result. And you take some action when you feel like it's needed to. Oh, I'll put some water on it now. Oh, I need to do this today. Oh, I see a little dead leaf. I'll pluck that off. That's all you've got to do. It is an organic, beautiful, natural process. And if you really want your vision to become reality, you've got to hold that vision, hold that knowing that the plant is going to grow and you will reap the rewards of your sowing. You will harvest your crop because you didn't interfere with nature too much. You just let it go, let it happen. Look, it's amazing to me, all these forests and, you know, places, especially if you've ever been in a plane and you look down and you think, good God, that is literally the middle of nowhere. And there's these lush green forests and all this land, and you think, God, that's all, like, nobody went out there in the middle of nowhere and watered all those plants, you know, and made it happen. It just happened because nature just has this way, and everything will happen for you if you stay out of the way, focus on the end, take inspired action when you feel it's needed, and don't dig up that seed looking for it, because as soon as you dig up the seed, it's dead. And then you've got to start all over again. So have that patience, have that tenacity, that conviction, that knowing, that absolute stepping into the end result and staying there, because you absolutely know it's already done. But also have the patience, like, you know, as if you were just, you know, tending to that tomato as it's on its way. So that's the final installment today for this week. Remember, we've got our Oracle card messages tomorrow, which you can come back for the week ahead. And then next week, we are doing a slightly different type of morning mindset. We're going into our Claiming Clients workshop, Master the Art of Claiming Clients. Don't forget, you can go and join at virtualmissfriday.com/clients-workshop. You can also join in the giveaway for the places, because we're hosting this inside Virtual Co-working Space. And every week in Morning Mindset, we will be unpacking a new topic and a new technique, which will be available inside Virtual Co-working Space. And then afterwards, you can participate in a 30-day challenge, which is pretty phenomenal. But in the meantime, we will do our daily accountability. Thank you so much for being here. And remember to just sit back, take a break, and enjoy the garden. Love you lots, and I shall see you soon. Before we begin, don't forget you can join me live online inside Virtual Co-working Space at www.virtualmissfriday.com/VCS. If you enjoy this session, give it a like. I'd love to hear from you, so write me a comment. And so you don't miss any updates, don't forget to subscribe. Let's begin. So now we're going to look for the positive with our gratitude. First, we'll spend 1 minute thinking of the day before, thinking of all the things that happened, reflecting on work, interactions, relationships, memorable moments, and more. Now you'll write one thing down minimum that you're grateful for. You can, of course, write down more. Something good, something that went right, a small moment or a big win. The more you search for things to be grateful for, the more you will experience things to be grateful for. Now we're going to read out your goal. Make sure your goal is written down in a journal or somewhere you can easily access it. Read your goal now, ideally out loud, and commit to this goal. Believe it will happen. And by reading this daily, the universe knows clearly what your goal is, and the things begin to shift in the direction of your goal. Follow your instincts when this happens by taking action. Now you need to see your goal in visualization. Spend this minute thinking about the goal in your mind. See yourself taking steps towards the goal, or even better still, see yourself having already achieved the goal. Close your eyes and go there. Step into the feeling, step into the place, step into the accomplishment. And finally, it's time for your most important task. Set this task for today and make it relating to your goal. This could be something small like sending an email, recording a video, or making a phone call, or it could be bigger. Either way, one task a day is one step forward, and those steps will add up. Do what you can from where you are now. Set the intention, and the action will carry you towards your goal. Well done you for completing your daily co-create session. Have a fantastic day ahead, and I'll see you next time.